Hi, my name is Kevin Seymour. I'm the lead pastor at Hope Community. I've always had an evangelist heart, and I'm not so sure that the church has done a very good job of reaching people who are truly lost. That's always driven me in my ministry. About 5 years ago, there was a young lady that was attending our prayer service, and so she would come now and then on a Sunday, and she was dealing with addiction. And it wasn't long after that she succumbed to that addiction. 5 months later, her husband also's life was taken tragically. The father of the son was now left to raise his 3 grandchildren on his own. I started to talk to Jeff and building a relationship with Jeff, and come to find out that Jeff is an MMA, mixed martial arts instructor, and he's had a gym in the Fairfield County area for years where he trains mixed martial arts. He's been known across the nation at times as a trainer and a mixed martial artist himself. I shared with Jeff, I said, wouldn't it be something if we could use your gym to reach lost people for Christ? Now understand, Jeff was a very young or immature Christian at the time. And he said, don't put me on the stage. My life is not one to look at. I said, well, can you get people to us, though, if we would do that? And he said, I could do that. And so I want you to meet here in a little bit, Jeff. And then Dave Bever is another person that I want to tell you about in just a few moments, and how the 3 of us have created a cord of 3 strands that's not going to be easily broken.
I'm Jeff Davis. I'm one of the cords in 3 strands. When I started this gym, it was to bring lost souls here. I bring a lot of children here, youth, troubled youth, a lot of kids that are troubled, most people with problems actually. My main goal here is my part. I always wondered what would be my part here in 3 strands, and I was told to just stay in my lane. And you know, that's exactly what I do. I bring people here, not just to preach to, there's preachers for that, but to minister to love on them, to get them here. These people will never come into a church without us. We're out here to reach them. That's pretty much what we do here. I teach mixed martial arts here. We're also a motorcycle ministry. We go out and we witness to real troubled older youth, I should say, but we're reaching them. We're bringing them into church. Filling up the seats in church, that's our goal, to reach people that will never, ever walk into a church without somebody that's on their level to get them there. And that's pretty much what we do. I'm Jeff Davis, and I hope to see you soon.
Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Dave Bever, Pastor Dave Bever to some. I've been fortunate to be a pastor for 28 years, and such a great opportunity to be part of the 3 Strands ministry. I'll tell you a little bit what I do here at the Twisted Church portion of things. I've been competing in MMA, and specifically spending a lot of time training, competing, traveling the country in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And so when we come together on a Sunday night at Twisted Church, I get to do the 2 things that I'm most passionate about. Number 1, that's tell people about Jesus and share the good news of the gospel. And number 2, to show Jiu-Jitsu to people, to train, to help empower people with the skill. I think there's a lot of discipline required as a martial artist, and I love the techniques that we learn in Jiu-Jitsu, right? So when we come together, we take the techniques of Jiu-Jitsu and we teach that. And when we're all done training at the end of the night, so we train for about an hour, usually a pretty hard hour, then everyone sits down on the mats, just like the mat of life. And then instead of being a, quote, sermon, we have deemed that to be kind of a grappling with life technique. And essentially, it is a sermon. We take the good news of the gospel and we break it down into a life technique, a grappling with life technique, if you would. And we help empower people how to live based on scripture, a right relationship with Jesus, discipleship, mentoring, empowerment. And so it's awesome to get to do the 2 things I'm most passionate about in my life, Jesus and Jiu-Jitsu, and literally share that with the world.
Well, you've now met the cord of 3 strands. You say, what does this look like in operation? Well, Jeff Davis is responsible to getting lost people to the gym. Gym rats and motorcycle clubs and fighters and anyone that's really lost. Jeff can get them to the gym, we found out. Dave Bever is the teacher of the Court of Three Strands, and he does a grappling with life lesson each Sunday night. And then I am the pastor of the three, and the three of us have now created a Court of Three Strands ministry. The Three Strands also represents Hope Community, Church of the Nazarene, the Warlords Gym, and Twisted Church, which is a ministry that Dave Bever runs and has been running now for a few years. Thank you for your prayers. If you want people who are truly lost that will hear a blunt, in your face, no compromise message every week, send them to the Court of Three Strands ministry here in Carroll, Ohio. Thank you for your prayers and your thoughts.